Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you haven't joined our mission, the number one Africa mission, please join our mission, because our mission is all about the unification of the African continent and the dignity of the African race. And as we keep saying, a dignified Africa means a dignified world. The world is going through difficulties. The world is messed up because Africa is messed up. Because Africa is the mother continent. So if the mother is messed up, then the rest of the world will be messed up. So Europe, America, Asia, Arabia is all messed up because the continent, the mother continent, is messed up. And we are here as missionaries of Africa to bring back the dignity of Africa, so that the rest of the world will have a dignified life. So please, it doesn't matter where you are. If you are in Europe, you are in America, you are in China, you are in the Arabians, please support our mission. How do you support our mission? Is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Also follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. One Africa Mission, the number one Africa Mission. And our mission is all about uniting the continent of Africa and bringing back our dignity as children of Africa. As I already said, a dignified Africa means a dignified world. And a messed up Africa means a messed up world. So please, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are coming from, support our mission. Let us all together fight to bring back a dignified Africa, so that the rest of the world will have peace and dignity. I thank you very much for coming around. So today, One Africa Mission. First of all, let me acknowledge those of you who have supported us, who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, who have been following us on Facebook and on TikTok. We really appreciate those of you passing your comments, liking our videos. We really appreciate everything, and we will say big thank you to all of you. And for those of you who haven't really taken time out of your busy schedules, we urge you to do so. Let us all together fight for a united, better Africa, because a united Africa means a united, dignified Africa means a dignified world. Thank you very much for coming around. So today we are going to the state of Ghana, and then we're going to listen to the former president of Ghana, because as we said the last time, West Africa, ECOWAS is messed up because of two countries in ECOWAS, and that is Ghana and Ivory Coast. If we have patriotic leadership in Ghana and Ivory Coast, then West Africa will be better. In East Africa, it's same. In South Africa, Central Africa, it's same. But we are talking about West Africa today, and we are going to the state of Ghana. And we're going to listen to the former president of Ghana, in the person of John Dramani Mahama. He is lucky to be the next president of Ghana. He said something about the current administration in Ghana. I want us to go and listen to what he said, because he spoke about how the current president, Akufo-Addo, how he went to America in the Africa-America Summit, how he went and stole or betrayed his own brothers in Burkina Faso. Because what the president of Ghana said in America, or what he said to the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, was absolutely a betrayal to Africa. It was not a betrayal to Burkina Faso, his neighboring country, but it was a betrayal to Africa. What you should know is that Burkina Faso and Ghana, they are one people, if I may say, because the northern part of Ghana, the Bewa family, they are the same family in Burkina Faso. Sorry, the Bewa family in northern part of Ghana, they are the same family in Burkina Faso. So Ghana and Burkina Faso, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana and Togo, these are one family. But the colonial criminals came and divided us among themselves. So if you know that these are your brothers, you went to America, and if I may say, to the Americans, betraying your own brothers, that was very unfortunate. But this is what, let's listen to what the current president said when he was in America, and come back to listen to what the luckily next president, what he said about him.
Russian mercenaries are on our northern border. Burkina Faso has now entered into an arrangement to go along with Mali in employing the Wagner forces there. I believe a mine in southern Burkina has been allocated to them as a form of payment for their services. Prime Minister of Burkina Faso in the last 10 days has been in Moscow. And to have them operating on our northern border is particularly distressing for us in Ghana. Apart from not accepting the idea of great powers once again making Africa their theater of operation, we have a particular position that you know about over the Ukraine war, where we have been very, very vocal and upfront about condemning the invasion of Russia by Russia. And therefore, then now to have this group at our borders is a matter of some considerable disquiet and concern for us. And we really like to have a privileged opportunity to talk about its implications and what we believe ought to be the case. This is what took place with the discussion in the Congress.
So yes, this was what the current president, when he went to America, what he said about his own neighbors, his own brothers in Burkina Faso. This was how he sold them out to the Americans. And this is the reaction of the former president, who is luckily, by the end of this year, he's likely to be the president of Ghana again. He was former president. He's likely to be the president of Ghana. Let's listen to what he said.
We know what is happening in Burkina Faso. Indeed, we should be working closer with our comrades in Burkina Faso. Unfortunately, this government has created some tension between us and Burkina Faso because our president went and opened his mouth too wide. You saw the video. He went and was doing conconsa about your neighbor. We all are here. We are suffering. America called you small, and you are so excited, and then your neighbor, you are doing conconsa about him. You know, and so it has created some diplomatic tension. He went there and went and apologized, but still, it's not the best. So when government changes, we have to go and talk to our neighbors because we must work together. Indeed, the whole anti-terrorism strategy of this sub-region was done in Accra. It's called the Accra Initiative. And so we are the hosts of that initiative. So we must be reaching out to them and seeing how we can collaborate with them in order that we quench the fire in their houses. Because if there's fire in your neighbor's house, you don't help him to put it off, it will spread to your house. And so I think that we must improve our relationship with Burkina Faso. At the same time, we must also strengthen our surveillance and security so that in case it comes into our borders, we are able to deal with it. And that.
So yes, this is the opposition leader in Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, speaking. And then he said, some of what he said is that the current president, he went to America and then he sold out his own brothers to the Americans because they give him the opportunity to speak. And then the only thing he could say was in Ghana, when they say kokonsa in the Akan language, it means he was gossiping about his own brothers, which is very unfortunate. And that is what we said here in One Africa Mission. You know, what Africa need is patriotic leadership. And the current president of Ghana, he is not patriotic at all. He is kind of like a coconut, white inside and brown outside. So he is more than ready when he meets the Europeans to sell his own people to the Europeans. And that was exactly what he was doing. It is very unfortunate because this is not what the people of Ghana was expecting from him before they give him the mantle of leadership in Ghana. But he came for whatever reason, he became a different person. And the current president is saying, if we win back power, and luckily he is going to be the next president, by the end of this year, he said, we will go back to our brothers. He called them his brothers because they are one people. Ghana and Burkina Faso, they are one people, especially those in the north. Because this was one empire. The Bewa, the the Moli Dagomba Empire expanded from northern Ghana to the whole of Burkina Faso and some part of Cote d'Ivoire. So these are people who share the same language. These are the Mosi and Dagomba and Mosi and Moli. They are called Moli Dagomba people. They share the same culture. They share the same language. They share everything in common. And then you went to America and you sold out your brothers to the Americans. And the former president of Ghana is saying, if we come back to office, which they are likely to come back to office by the end of this year, he said, we will go back to our brothers. Why did he call them his brothers? Because he know they are his brothers. He said, sorry, he said, we'll go back to our brothers and then we will tell them we are one people. And this is the reason why we need patriotic leadership in Africa, because it is only patriotic leadership, people who think Africa first, people who know that we are one Bantu people, who they are the only people who can bring back our dignity as children of Africa. But all these puppet leaders who think that when they meet the Europeans, when they meet their God, for those people, we can never count on them. We can only count on patriotic leadership to be at the helm of the former president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. We are waiting for you. As you said, if you come back to power, make sure you have a good relationship with those. You know what? As a matter of fact, join the Sahel Alliance, because the Sahel Alliance today, as we speak, is the only hope for the continent of Africa. As America started not with 50 states, just as the Sahel Alliance started with just 3 states, but America became the most powerful country in the world because they were able to bring a lot of states to become one nation of 50 states. That makes them the most powerful country in the world. So if we can also join those in the Sahel, and then we can grow it to involve the rest of Africa, then we will become the most powerful country in the world. So our only advice, or what we only want from the former president of Ghana, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, please, Mr. Your Excellency, if you have the opportunity, which we know you are likely to get from the people of Ghana, if you have the opportunity, please join the Sahel Alliance. Let Ghana join the Sahel Alliance, because the problem of West Africa is not Nigeria. Please don't get it wrong. The problem of West Africa is Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. If Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire can have patriotic leadership, then West Africa will be free, because all of them will realize that the colonial criminals have nothing good for the continent of Africa. But unfortunately, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, as we speak right now, doesn't have patriotic leadership. They have leaders who are more than ready to give up the continent of Africa to their colonial criminals. Very unfortunate. But we pray that very soon Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, because if Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have patriotic leadership, Nigeria always have patriotic leadership. I keep saying it. Nigeria is not the problem of West Africa. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire is the problem of West Africa. So the only thing we can say is the former president of Ghana, as you said, if you come back to power, make sure that you have good relationship with the Sahel countries. As a matter of fact, join them. Let us move Africa to the promised land. I thank you very much for coming around.